It's time for the LowcoSports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Arraj.
We got it right. We got the official intro with Max is finally in action. We finally got all three of us together with it loaded in the system. It's officially now the LowcoSports Lowdown with Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Arraj coming at you tonight with a great show on Friday night. We've got highlights from the 6 and under rookie league all-stars tonight. Bluffton American with the dub over Bluffton National. Wes on the PA. I got us a few highlights. We'll check those out in a little bit. We're checking in on the Legion games going on tonight. At last check, it was 4-0 St. George over Beaufort and 1-0 Charleston over Walterboro. We'll keep tabs on that. Now 5-0 St. George. We just watched UNC walk it off against West Virginia. Yeah. The win goes to Lowco product Matt Poston. He came on in relief and got him. Yeah, got out of a jam in the 8th and then shut him down in the 9th, and they were able to tie it in the 8th, walking off in the 9th. So North Carolina survives. Poston did a great job on the mound. We've got a guy in the green room who played a little ball with Poston back in the day. Paul Winland Jr. is going to join us here in a few minutes and talk about his recent experience going out to Lewiston, Idaho for the NAIA World Series with Georgia Gwinnett. He's actually in Beaufort right now, but not for long, on his way up to Virginia this weekend to play in the Valley League. So we'll be catching up with him, hearing more about his journey over the last few years since he graduated from Beaufort High and, how he got to where he is today and where he's trying to get to from here. So that'll be fun. We've also got Nathan Campbell, May River girls golf coach, going to come by and talk about some stuff they've got in the works for next year. May River Invitational is the big thing he wants to talk about. Big tournament coming to May River Golf Club at Palmetto Bluff. But we got a few other topics to talk with him about, including his ballpark tour he's going on here in a couple of weeks. I'm so jealous. I'm having FOMO about this ballpark tour. But what have you been up to, Maxie? Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Work, really. Keeping in touch with the college baseball tournament going on in the NCAA. Quite a few games we had tonight. We have quite a few games tomorrow that I'm intrigued at, including Clemson hosting Florida for the Super Regionals. So that should be interesting.
Yeah.
Other than that, just chilling, taking the summer season in. It was real hot today, so I was
90 plus degrees in Hilton Head Island. It was
a scorcher. It felt nice up in that press box, though. They had the AC cooking, cranking for you upstairs.
Although the power went out when I got home, the power went out for like half an hour.
Goodness!
Home. Yeah, thankfully, it was able to 15 minutes to spare before we went live. That the power went back up. So thank goodness for that. But yeah, good to have you back on, Max. Definitely missed you on Monday and Wednesday. And how about that Florida State pounding UConn 24 to
4.
Hammered.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
but on a different note, baseball-wise, I did see something come across today. May River's Will Korn earning some more honors. The Trip Rabin Scholar Athlete Award from Diamond Prospects. I think it comes with a scholarship. So congrats to Willie Korn. And again, we got Legion games going on. They're both going against us at the moment. St. George up 5-0 on the Ospreys, who are struggling at the moment. Middle of the 6th. And then Walterboro hanging in against Charleston, which is very good. 2-0 bottom of the 3rd. Oxner's pitching for Walterboro. He's pretty good, but he's already at 46 pitches in the 3rd. So we'll see how long he can go. So that's what we got going on tonight. Other than the opener of the Rookie League All-Stars, that was fun, right, Wes? Good to see.
Oh, adorable baseball. And I'll tell you what, I was impressed by that Bluffton American defense. They were making some plays. Yeah.
Absolutely, they were. I got a few highlights here.
I mean, how cute is this?
This is the best. I see Paul Winland grinning in the green room as he watches this. We're going to watch it again with him later so he can reminisce about this. We didn't have – I don't think he got to play 6U All-Stars. That's a new thing last year as far as I know, but It's amazing. It's amazing to watch. There's a lot of.
I remember when I was this age playing. It's like the first year of baseball I played, and it was this coach pitch. Age. Obviously, they didn't have.
That's a heads-up play. My man at third base, he knew exactly what he was doing.
IQ play right there, tremendous.
I went over to the dugout. I was like, "Where's my third baseman? Where's my third baseman?" His name's McCracken. I said, "That's a great play, man. That's a great play. Good job." Look at that. Nice lefty stroke, finding the hole. Coach, our second baseman's drifting. He's cheating towards second. We got to get him back over in the hole. Too many hits went through that hole today. But this is Roper. His dad hit the bat, and he did the rest, baby. Let's go. By the way, pitcher is the hardest job. Like, pitcher in this league has got to be the hardest job in the world. You got to try to hit the bat. That was a great pitch, too. That guy pulls off of it, but my man on the mound knows it, so he throws it in off the inside corner and makes it over the middle for him. Don't let that cap. Don't let him cap it. Throw it over the inside corner. There's Mike White, the manager, doing a great job for the Bluffton Americans. He was coaching them up about running hard through first base. See, again, he's working that inside corner because he knows his man's falling off of it. That's good stuff. I thought it was a bold move going with the crafty lefty on the mound when you're trying to hit bats. But you can tell my man Roper's played some darts or something. He knows how to shoot it in there for him. Look at that. It's an art. It's an art hitting bats in 6U. I'm telling you, it is hard. But, the Bluffton national team there, so many times tonight, they made the right play. They just didn't execute it. And I went over and I kind of gave them a little bit of a pep talk, a couple of their parents. And I said, hey, I remember being on a Bluffton national team when we were 7 and getting whooped. And then being on a Bluffton national team when we were 8 and getting whooped. And then we beat them once, beat the American team once. They came back and beat us twice, but we beat them once. And then the next year we beat them a couple times. And then, we kept beating them more and more. And it was like, just keep playing and doing it the right way. And one of these days you're gonna get them. It's ships in the night. You'll catch up to them eventually. But we lost Wes. He got gremlined away from us. I don't know where he got swallowed up to, but that was the scene over at Oscar Frazier tonight. They'll continue it tomorrow night. I believe it was 11-1 was the final. That kind of broke it open there, Bluffton American, but they'll keep it going tomorrow, 9 a.m. Got Bluffton American against, let's see here. Bluffton American against Beaufort at 9 a.m. So that'll more or less, if Bluffton American wins, they'll be in the championship. And then Bluffton National against Beaufort, that'll be a big game, clearly. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Should be fun. Wes is back. Welcome back.
Yeah, I was impressed by Bluffton American. I mean, I haven't seen Beaufort yet, but they look like a strong squad, and it's going to be tough to beat that. Especially, by the way, if you can make some plays defensively and record some outs, I mean that's huge.
No, it's huge. It's everything.
Yep.
Yeah, and you just keeping them on first too. I mean, I saw a couple times tonight. Kids are throwing it behind, throwing it to first when the runner's already there, and then he takes off for second. You gotta, as a coach, that'll drive you insane. You got to stop that runner, keep him on first. We got a real good shot at getting a force at second.
Yep.
But you let him get to second, it gets to be dicey. So so that's very important, keeping the force in order. But they're off to a good start, the rookies. And I just love seeing little kids playing ball and loving the game and just playing good baseball. It's fun to see. Love to watch them grow up. But hey, let's shout out our sponsors, the MVP sponsors of Lowco Sports. Starts with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports. She's with Keller Williams of the Lowcountry. She'd love to help you find your place in the Lowco. Homegrown Home Inspections is our official home inspector. Jan Lucas and his team are the best in the biz when it comes to making sure that you're making a great investment, and they're going to check it over top to bottom. And if you're building a new home, you got to have a phased inspection from Homegrown Home Inspections. Hospice Care of the Lowcountry is our official hospice provider, only not-for-profit hospice in southern Beaufort County, and they provide services at the end of life as well as for folks who are, struggling with pain or chronic conditions in life through palliative care, as well as the folks who are dealing with it on the other side of things, grieving. They have free bereavement counseling and all kinds of other great services at Hospice Care, where it's not about dying, it's about living. And then Mickelson Law Firm, our official real estate closing attorney, our original sponsor and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Support them when you have legal needs. Those are our MVP sponsors. And now we welcome in our first guest tonight, Mr. Paul Winland Jr. What's up, Paulie?
How we doing, guys? How we doing?
Good to have you on, man. You go back. You're a shout out to the early days of Lowco Sports.
Yes, sir.
When we were kind of just getting going. You were in your heyday at Beaufort High. We got to cover you through a great run in 2019. You were an all-state guy. And then you went to Mizzou, which, I'm a Mizzou guy. So we bonded over that, but turned out to not be, where you wanted to be or the situation you were looking for. So been on a journey. You did the JUCO thing. Now you're at Georgia Gwinnett. Just got back from Lewiston, Idaho. Just kind of take us through the journey. And then I guess, from when you were one of those 6-year-olds to where you are now, what a journey it's had to have been in baseball.
Right. It's definitely been a wild ride. I don't even remember. I think I was still in T-ball at the age of 6. I remember I started at 5. I think 5 and 6 were at T-ball. So we definitely didn't have all-stars at that point. But I think around 8U, 9U's when we started doing the all-stars, and then 12U, my dad said, "Okay, you're getting a little too good for my hands. I'm gonna lend you over to the guys over at the Tides, which at that point was Chris Seelbach, Ned Mullis, and those guys." Yes, sir.
Our frequent guest, Mullis.
Yes, sir. So that's where it took off, and that's where I started playing the travel ball, getting a little bit more exposure, and just getting better, and just loving the game, and the game within the game. Fast forward, I play, SBA Canes, a lot of travel ball, as well as Ryan Minjin whenever he was in town, and Eddie Rodriguez as well. He's still in town with that organization. Shout out to him. My boys in Bluffton.
I love Eddie. Eddie.
Sir. So those are my dogs right there, and I played with them throughout high school, and that's who got me to Missouri, Ryan Minjin there. So that was my dream school. It was kind of weird getting recruited to Missouri from South Carolina. It was just some good exposure out in Atlanta at the one of the big perfect game tournaments out there. WBA.
PBR.
Yes, sir.
But PBR. Yeah.
No, and I guess it's now PBR now.
Up at Lake Point, Lake Point.
Mm-hmm. That's a great venue to play at. That's for dang sure.
We got to go play there once. It was amazing.
You got to love all the turf fields, especially when there's 300-some teams out there. It's just talent everywhere.
Especially when you have an early morning game. You have when you have the first game in the morning and you walk in there and it's all lit up. It's like heaven.
Still got the little dew out. It's dusty. Yep. You gotta love it.
So you played all the travel ball, went to Mizzou, and take us through from there.
So Mizzou, I played. So the issue with Missouri was I played COVID year was my senior year, so it got backed up at Missouri. I think there was 50-some guys there whenever I got there freshman year. It was just really tough to compete. I had a 3-year guy ahead of me, and I kind of knew that he was going to be the guy they were going to go to next year. So I made a decision to go the JUCO route. I knew Florida JUCO was top tier, especially for JUCO. I don't think it can get any better. So I did that. I went to Florida Southwestern. Really great staff there, but the head coach ended up leaving after the first year. So then I ended up going to Northwest Florida, which is another top-tier JUCO program who actually just came in second at the World Series this year under Coach Martin, which I love that staff as well. They've always done me well.
Very good. And then got your opportunity at Georgia Gwinnett. Had a terrific season. I got some stats. This season at Georgia Gwinnett played in 61 out of 62 games, 60 starts, slash line of 342, 483, 658, 13 doubles, 4 triples, 14 homers, 87 RBIs, 25 out of 31 on the bags. And you're at the bottom of the list as far as most offensive categories for the qualifiers, like the top 7 guys on the team. All rank more than you. How much fun was it hitting in that lineup this year?
Oh, it's crazy. We had last year's Player of the Year, AJ. Love that guy. And then now they just announced it. Blaze, our leadoff guy, batted like 440 something crazy. He was Player of the Year as well this year for NAIA, which is just tremendous.
Saw that.
This coaching staff has been able to pick up this group of guys and mesh us so well, so quickly. I think that's what's the great part about this group of guys that we had was the team aspect and just wanting to pick up each other whenever the guy in front of us failed. So
get in there, Max.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had a heck of a run this year. I was looking over some of the stats and I was like, wow, if that's not an offensive team in the NAIA, I don't know what is. I mean,
I think we led in just about every category for
Yeah.
I mean, it's really impressive. So I mean, talk to me. When you arrived at Georgia Gwinnett, did you know what this team was going to look like when you got there?
No clue. Didn't really. I don't think I knew anybody coming into this. I actually knew I was coming here about maybe a full week prior to going to Georgia Gwinnett. So it came up on me pretty quick there. Plans had flipped. Twisted path always ends, in the right path at Georgia Gwinnett. So it's been a blessing, to have those guys right as soon as I came in, open arms, the coaching staff, and really the group of guys that were there the year before. They just came in, open arms. Let's get to work. Let's try to get better every day. And it's just a great environment to feed off of and to train within.
Yeah, man, you
getting to me today.
Yeah, the Gremlins are attacking you, but just talking with Paul about this season at Georgia Gwinnett, and I was living vicariously through you a little bit. I definitely reminisced a lot about 2012 when I went out to Lewiston with USCB, and I'm guessing it hasn't changed much because when we were there, it kind of felt like it was kind of trapped in time. So I imagine it's still the same experience. You got the bite-sized steak everywhere, the fry sauce. Somebody probably stayed at the Native American casino resort outside of town, like we did in our year. Tell me about the experience up in Lewiston. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I've never been anywhere near the Pacific Northwest. I mean, so we flew into Spokane, and that 2-hour drive into Lewiston, it's something different. You go in, you got little hills and everything, and it's almost like a crater. And you see Lewiston and everything. It's beautiful. But yeah, it's definitely slow there. You could say time is definitely slowed down compared to Atlanta life.
Even compared to cornfield. I mean, they call this the slow country, but I felt like it was even slower there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they love their baseball.
Experience being a part of that tournament or that NAIA World Series. Because they live and breathe baseball over there, and it's an honor to get to that point and compete with Georgia Gwinnett. So I mean, you kind of went over the experience a bit there, but what did you learn through this process of this season? I mean, getting the opportunity to kind of reset and find this new home to play your college baseball.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to have fun and be yourself. You can't try to be somebody else. They recruited you for you, and that guy that fits perfect and know your role in the lineup. I think that's what everybody knew so well. They knew their role. They knew that we were going to help each other, and it just meshed so well. And I love playing with those guys.
That's awesome, man. That's all you hope for is that you find a spot where you feel comfortable, part of the team where you can thrive. And so I'm assuming you'll be back for that last year of eligibility next year. It sounds like you're happy with the situation
this year. Looking forward to getting back there and getting after it day one.
I'm curious with a little, with hindsight behind you, obviously coming out, everybody wants to go D1, especially if you're that caliber of guy and you're getting recruited there. But now you've seen what D1 looks like. You've seen a couple different JUCOs. You've seen what NAIA looks like. Do you have kind of a new perspective and new respect for like all levels of college baseball than maybe you did as a 18-year-old kid?
Oh, of course. I've been blessed being able to see, the top levels of every baseball league pretty much, SEC to Florida JUCO to, World Series NAIA. So it's a blessing, but it's tough for these high school kids now because of, COVID still pushing everybody back. And with the whole NIL and transfer portal and everything, it's kind of a mess, to be honest, for these high school kids to compete against all these JUCO transfers and other D1, mid-major transfers. So it's really tough as a high school kid. So if they get the opportunity to play, at a really good JUCO, I would tell them to go for it because you're definitely going to get the reps and develop into the player that you want to be a little bit.
My theory is if if you're better than than the level, you'll outplay it and you'll get an opportunity at a higher level, and if you're not, then you might as well just start where you belong, so I don't know. It's tough for the kids, but I think in a way over time, it'll kind of set itself right in a way. And we'll kind of have a tiered system where people can start out and move up, so we're waiting to see how this thing shakes out. But I think it's good for kids. I mean, you found yourself in a situation where obviously the transfer portal benefited you because you knew you weren't going to be in the mix there. It wasn't going to be in the future for you. So you had a way out, which we haven't always had that. Now you would have been able to go JUCO. That's a different deal, but it definitely opens up the possibilities for the kids to find a better fit. And I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
But your head is.
We always like to say the game knows. I've had buddies walk-ons on JUCO that are now Big 12, starting pitchers, and the game knows, your work ethic, the respect you have for the game, and just how you go about, your day-to-day life, and that's just a testament. So any guy can get anywhere they want, just the mentality.
Amen, fellas.
Yeah, I mean, great to. I think we connected with you very early on this podcast. I mean, like the first season when we did this, and you were just finishing up over at Beaufort and moving on to college level. So, I mean, what did being here in the Lowcountry, help you do to improve yourself as an overall person and as a baseball player, and describing a part of that Beaufort culture that has just continued to show itself throughout, football program and other sports as well, including baseball. So, I mean, just your time as a Beaufort Eagle, what did that mean to you, and how have you, kind of carried that mentality on with you throughout the rest of the journey?
Right. In the Lowcountry, it's a tight-knit community. I remember playing with the same group of guys since I was 12 years old, growing up with them, playing in high school with those guys. So you learn that the teammates and how to work within, your role within the team and everything. And it just helps you at that college level. To be honest, the quicker you can get together as a team and start meshing, the more you're going to win games. That's just how it is.
Yep. We've been on that ride with our 13U Waves now. We've been together since we were 8, and it's been such a fun ride. Did you get to go to Cooperstown when you were 12?
I did not when I was young. No, that was one thing man. I wish I did.
That was so much fun, dude. But you did get to go to the Cape Cod League, which is that's kind of every baseball player's dream, right? How was that?
That was awesome. I had some of the greatest host family in Chatham. I was there for about a month, and it was all you can dream of, especially you watch the movie and everything like that, and you get there first night, it's 2,000 people. They're laying on the grass out there in right field. It's a dream for sure. You got to take it in. You just take it in. You're like, wow.
No better way.
You made it kind of sort of. So,
as a baseball player, I mean, there's few opportunities better than that for spending your summer. It is quite an experience. I mean, just
like you're living in a movie, right?
Exactly.
And the reps you get against quality pitching. I mean, to improve yourself. I mean, there's
and that's a tough league, especially to hit in, because it's pretty much rec league fields. There's no batter's eye. There's nothing, and everybody is going to throw 90 at least, but it's something different with 90. It's a sinking 90. It's a guy that has a really high vert. It's something different. At least 90 though. So
it's tough. And they usually got some wicked spin rates on them. But like Horn pitched there last summer, and he's going back this summer. And I know he was lighting up the spin rate charts every night from from May River. Is it Coastal? But you're going to the Valley this summer.
Yes, sir.
Who you playing with?
Harrisonburg Turks.
The Turks.
So we'll be playing home stadiums at JMU there, James Madison.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir. Actually, I played in that league after my freshman year. I played Newmarket Rebels. It's about 30 minutes north from there. So I'm a little. Got the feel.
I believe Mullis said he was a Newmarket Rebel back in the day.
Yes, sir. I remember talking to him about it.
I went and saw him last night. The kids needed some swings. But what do you got, Wes?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask about this past season with playing with Georgia Gwinnett. You guys had So big success in the playoffs and the postseason, able to get to that World Series, NAIA World Series in Lewiston. But just describe how it went as a member of that team and what helped you guys bond together and make it all the way to Idaho.
Yeah, I think after we get through that regional, the regional, we have our crazy game walk-off against Faulkner. I don't know if you guys were aware, but we were down. We were down 4 in the last inning, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, no runners on. Ooh. And we end up scoring 5 to get to it and to walk it off to win the World Series. So I think after that, we knew that there was nothing that could really, get in the face of us. All we needed was 1 out to work, and we could work. So once we did that, we got, I think, 2-0 at the World Series. Good feeling. We played a really good game against Reinhardt right there at the end. Another really just tough one, wind knocking balls down, especially, with our offense, the long ball and extra base hits is what we do. And then we played a really good one against Hope, who ended up winning the whole World Series.
Oh, they did.
Which kudos to those guys. They worked the whole game. They came back at the end, so you got to give it to them.
Max, it reminds me of that USCB baseball game at home to close out the season. I think they were down to the last 2 outs, but they scored 5 runs to win it.
And that's what the sport is. That's what makes it exciting, because you never know. When the game's over, when it's over. It's never over until
that's right.
you finish. And
amen to that.
27 outs.
Yeah, that's what I think I love about the sport of baseball. That's why I played it for as long as I did, is because I enjoyed knowing that, hey, we always will have a chance of winning a game. It doesn't matter,
right.
how far behind you are in terms of runs and stuff like that. There's always a way to come back. You just got to be able to
chip away. Just chip away. Pass it down. Pass it down. Pass it down. And it really is contagious, man. You get just a little bit going. Get a little something going. Defense gets a little rattled. You hit a hard ground ball, they boot it. The wheels start coming off. It is a magical feeling when you're in the dugout when it starts rolling, man. And it's there comes a point where there just comes a point where you're like, we're gonna win this game, and you just know it. And sometimes you don't, but there's a point in those rallies where you feel like you're going to, for sure.
Game is.
And
it's a game
that's
of excitement and momentum.
I think that's I think the rallies are what keep me coming back. Although a good 1-2-3 inning makes me feel real good too. We're deep on defense.
Or like
get them back in here real quick.
Double play.
Right, it's definitely a game of momentum. We got a saying our coach says, it's like the pendulum. You want to grab that ball of momentum and just keep it in your dugout the longest you can, because it really is. It can get out of control pretty quick.
Yeah, it can. Yes, sir. Well, hey, Paul, great to catch up with you again, man. And we'll definitely keep tabs with you, this summer in the Valley and next season at Georgia Gwinnett, and hopefully beyond that. Hopefully you get a chance to continue your career. What are your thoughts for the future at this juncture? It's always to, play the professional baseball. Hopefully get signed out of Georgia Gwinnett. I think if I keep my head down, keep working, I'll definitely, get that opportunity. Just keep playing ball and, love the game. So if it doesn't work out, you don't get drafted. There's always the Savannah Bananas and all those other banana ball teams.
I got one of those. I got some buddies that are doing that now. I'll actually be playing against the Savannah Bananas this summer again for the Aussie Drop Bears. So I think that's July 18th, 19th. So I'll be in that one. We'll play a week there, so that'll be a great experience as well.
Where's that at? I missed that.
That'll be in Savannah.
Oh, in Savannah for the Aussie Drop Bears. All right, very good. So you played for them last summer?
Last summer as well. We played like I think 3 games against the Bananas, 1 game against the Party Animals, just 1 week there in Savannah.
So tell me about playing banana ball.
It's a crazy experience because it's you're playing in front of 5,000 fans, but in the same sense it's pressureless. So it's a really weird one, and one that you love to savor in. And get the most
entertainment factor of it. You're as a baseball player, as much as you are entertaining, you're trying to, pull off all the stops and be a little more, loose and develop.
Exactly, it helps. It definitely helps all the music they got going on, but it's their motto is fans first, and that's what it's about. Trying to get the youth out, and want to keep playing the game, and you're just passing.
Dancing, crazy walk-up entrances that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a signature move or anything?
I might try to bust out a Stone Cold this year. We'll see about that. We'll
Stone
see
Cold
about that
Stunner.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
very good. Well, we'll definitely have to get you back on after you play with the Aussie Drop Bears and get your thoughts on the experience, and we'll keep tabs on you, man. But great to catch up with you, and we've enjoyed keeping track of all your success over the years.
Thank you guys for having me, of course, and thank you guys for supporting the Lowcountry athletes and just keep producing all this good information and keep putting these guys' names out. Thank you, guys.
Right on, man. Appreciate you, brother.
You take care.
Yes, man.
That's Paul Winland Jr., Georgia Gwinnett, Beaufort High alum. He's really grown into an awesome young man. That was fun to talk to him, and great to see his success. As we mentioned, he's on his way. Good stuff. Well, the varsity sponsors of Lowco Sports, we got DDS Web Design, building, hosting, and maintaining websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, get to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and they jumped on board to help us continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes from around the Loco, like Matt Poston, getting the win tonight for the UNC Tar Heels. Wade Hampton alum. Good stuff. Dr. Ambrose Cole is our official chiropractor. He's at Rooted Living Wellness, and he'll get you feeling better, mind, body, and spirit. If you're an athlete, he loves to work with young athletes, athletes of all ages, really, and help you understand how your body's working and getting it working at optimum performance level. That's Dr. Ambrose Cole. And Reverence Wrestling Club is our official wrestling sponsor and the presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. We're going to have a new episode, I think, in the next week or two of the Lowco Grind. Catch up on some wrestling stuff as well as some MMA stuff. Carlo, speaking of MMA, Carlo was he made me watch the Masvidal Nate Diaz press conference the other day because he was at my house when it was on. It was absurd. It was an absolute absurd carnival. And then they started throwing hands. And what is that? Masvidal's trainer, his boxing trainer, ended up knocking this dude in Diaz's camp, like busting his head. It was great. It's very entertaining. It may be the downfall of Western civilization, but it's very entertaining. And now we welcome our next guest. We got Nathan Campbell in the green room. What is up, buddy?
Hey, guys.
What's going on, man?
Nice
I'm going to try to fix your mic there so we're not getting so much feedback. You might turn down your volume output a little bit if you can still hear us. So you're not getting quite so much feedback. But that should be a little better.
Okay.
Maybe not. There we go.
Okay, good.
So you are acting in your official capacity tonight as the May River girls golf coach. We know you in many capacities, but that's the capacity you're acting in tonight. And we were talking earlier today about some of the things you got going on over there. And I love how you've kind of embraced this role, leaned into it. And in case folks don't remember, you were kind of thrust into it. Kelly Manassi had stepped away because her husband was unhealthy and unfortunately has since passed away. So she had stepped away. Champ Williams was coming in, whose son Landry, by the way, playing great golf this summer. And then he stepped away because he had another opportunity come up that he wasn't going to be able to commit the time to it. So they needed a coach, and here you come, guns blazing. And you had a great season, won a state title, and now you've got big plans, including a big tournament coming up in the fall that you want to tell us about it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting because the season schedule last year was pretty much given to me, right? So here, go do it. And those girls really excelled with one of the toughest schedules in their school's history. But saying that to say this, they wanted more. And so we have a returning team that won the state championship by 30 strokes. They plan on going again. And they want to be in the best situation possible when it comes to going to tournaments. One of the things that I want to set a program around is contouring our program to the girls that we have. This is the most talented group that May River has ever had in its school history. So we're going to lean in and we're going to go to a tournament heavy schedule. I just pretty much got the last of it done today. We still don't know where we're going to do lower states. And so if anybody's got a course out there that would like to host 60 to 80 girls, I'm still looking for October 21st for those girls to
we
get
need
a course.
18 holes. We need 18 holes.
That's all it is. Yeah, it's lower state championship, just a little one day. As long as we can get on, the course is going to make around $4,000 to maybe even more, $4,000 or more dollars. So that day, it's not like we're just taking it for free in most circumstances. This is the state qualifier to go to the state championship. So if anybody knows any courses out there, please get a hold of me. The one thing that's always weird when I tell people to get a hold of me is they said, I sent you an email, and I said, well, who'd you send it to? And they said, your name, Nathan Campbell. And I said, all right, well, I'm from West Virginia, and my parents were weird, so they named me Michael Nathan. And so for every email address I've ever had in my life for a school district, it's Michael this, Michael that, right? So I'm Michael.Campbell for all the emails out there.
At Beaufort.K12.sc.us.
Yeah. So, and so that's the one thing is like we got that schedule pretty much all done now, but it's a tournament heavy schedule. We've even got a cool little thing going on for senior night this year. I hope the girls are excited as I am about it, because I really want to send off, these two seniors in grand style. Claire and Robin deserve a senior year where they're going to these tournaments and they're competing against the best teams in the state, and that's what I wanted for them. When I took the program over last year, and so we're going to continue in that same vein. So
10-4, man. You've got, as part of that, you're hosting your own tournament, the May River Invitational, which going to be at May River Golf Club, right, at Palmetto Bluff.
Yeah, so it's actually a 2-day invitational. So the cool thing is we saw what on the boys' side, there's this thing called the Lowcountry Invitational.
Yep.
And they were able to use Palmetto Bluff. And what they do is they try to find a different course every year to host a day one. And then they usually have Palmetto Bluff as day two, right? So taking that, and it's a very successful tournament. And it's a great tournament. Kind of like that concept of two different. Every tournament in the state, if it's a 2-day tournament, it has for girls is always the same course for 2 days. Well, we have such a showcase down here because we live in paradise. So, and when it comes to golf, why not try to find two different courses? Because asking one course to give up 2 days down here, that's
a big ask. Yeah.
Tough sell.
It's a big ask. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and so the Palmetto Bluff, thank God we have people down in the Lowcountry like Chris Apple, who's the director of golf operations at Palmetto Bluff. And he just wants to expand the game to juniors and let women from around the state see this beautiful course too. And, they just got voted the best. Golf Week magazine said they were the best private course in the state of South Carolina. So the girls get to play.
I have to confess that Palmetto May River Golf Club kind of ruined me for golf. Like, I had a buddy who worked there for a few years, and I lived in New Riverside, and he would text me and say, "Hey, what are you doing at 1:00?" And I'd go, "Tell me I'm playing golf with you." And he'd say, "You're playing golf with me." And I'd drive out to Palmetto Bluff and I'd play golf at May River Golf Club. And after that, the idea of paying to play golf anywhere else just did not seem appealing to me whatsoever. It's a phenomenal piece of real estate that they've done a terrific job with. Jack Nicklaus designed it. It's an unbelievable golf course, and it gets so little play that it just stays in impeccable condition. It's unreal. It's for my money, it's the best here. And now they got a new little par 3 out there, right?
Yeah,
Brady Satch's been
it's a par 3 that can be played 2 different ways.
Yeah.
So you go one day it's playing one way, you go another day it's playing a different way.
I love it. Brady Satch sent me some photos from out there, and it looks unbelievable.
Well, we've had great luck out to be able to, the superintendent is connected with the program out there, Mike Minks, and thank Mike because Mike was pretty much the go-between for Chris out there. And, he pitched the idea, and he obviously did a good sell because, we get to host it there. But on day one, we're going to host it out at Hilton Head Lakes. We've had great success with Hilton Head Lakes, and they are really training focused towards juniors. They're having they've got a par 3 course out there. And Dan Jackson is a great person to partner with. As well as I do, I don't know everything, but I was able to coach basketball very effectively, and it's not like I was the smartest guy in the room, right? I was just taking things that other people did and replicating it, right? So what did I do for the first 6 tournaments or 4 tournaments we were in last year? I just sat back and watched the best coaches in the state coach their teams. Because I had the luck of having a team that was very veteran laden and, just could do some things out there on the golf course and didn't need me as much just to calm them down from time to time.
Yeah. You just had to be a psychologist every now and then and talk them off the ledge.
If you can figure out how to keep 5 teenage girls happy for 3 hours, then you're either A, Gandhi, or B, a girls golf coach. So there you go.
That's pretty good stuff. I love what you've done with the trophies for this event, because you went to my guy Childress over in the welding department and check these babies out.
Wow, look at those. That's awesome.
He designs artistic welding pieces, right? And so this man is so talented. So I knew the second that I got to host something, that I would want, to design everything. So I've really been grinding, and he's such an artist. What we did is we kind of thought about, what is this tournament? Well, it's going to be 2 different courses. So we want 2 different symbols. So on the medal that you'll see there, it says the May River Invitational is what we named it. The May River Invitational has 2 different courses. So that's 2 palm trees, right? And you've got a girl in the middle. Well, and if you guys know anything, we have an affection for people like Rosie Jones. And so Rosie's been great to our program. And so, to be completely honest, we kind of modeled the person swinging in the middle on the logo after Rosie. So that's kind of our homage to Rosie. So
big fan of Rosie. Big
I mean, she's done so much for our girls golf program and mentoring our girls and putting on a great tournament at Moss Creek. Again, that's one of the tournaments we'll be in again this year. We just got the invite yesterday. So
outstanding. Very good. Yeah, that event was really cool. Rosie is phenomenal. I mean, one of the many people that you can point to and go, wow, nowhere else in the world do you have the kind of resources that we have here, with just the people who come here to live out their days after doing incredible things in the business world or the sports world or whatever. But Rosie's another example of that. I mean, the other night we had Kieran McCardle on, professional lacrosse player, active, all-star caliber player who's teaching our kids in the Lowcountry how to play lacrosse, which is just unreal. And, you can go down the line sport by sport, and we've got access to incredible people who've done incredible things. And I'm glad that you're able to foster that relationship and continue to tap in to that resource for the kids, because that's really important. But you mentioned Hilton Head Lakes. They're your host course, right? Your home course. You got a good partnership going with them?
Yeah, they've been able to do some great things out there for us. They really are veteran focused and juniors focused out there at that course. I was just out there today talking to them, furthering our partnership. Dan Jackson was training some of our girls out there because he's got the technology. And so I've learned a ton. Just sitting back and watching some of our coaches around the area, our swing coaches, and the things that we've got, and kind of just use this off season as a education to me. What kind of services are out there that I can present to these girls? What kind of partnerships can I make to offer girls services? Because golf is a very expensive sport. We're not
absolutely
right.
Yeah.
But we're trying to make it so it's a little bit cheaper on
accessible.
These families to get their kids involved and get them involved at a young age.
Yeah, lower the barriers. I'm sure you've been seeing what the Congaree's been doing over Ridgeland Congaree Golf Initiative. It hasn't just been the golf program that they invite young people from all over the world in the country, but also they have been, partnering with the First Tee to provide clubs and, opportunities to play. So, have you seen the opportunities around the Lowcountry at large to lower those barriers to entry and get more people to play this game? Because we all know about all the life lessons that it teaches you and all the benefits to playing this game at a young age.
Well, and I know you guys know this already. I used to coach basketball over at Whale Branch. Yeah. And so one of the dreams is taking this and expanding it throughout the county. And so eventually that there's a team over at Whale Branch and a team over at Battery Creek. And there's a full team at some of the private schools around here too when it comes to women's golf. As well as I do that May River Golf Program is kind of a step above. And when I got it, it was above and beyond everybody else.
Yeah.
It continues to be that, and that legacy that was left by Kelly Manasseh. I'm so appreciative to her and what she did in building the program. I mean, that's kind of why I stand here, in this situation.
Yep.
And so it's for me, it's the things there's so many new and up and coming things. I mean, Rosie just started a mentorship program. Mm-hmm. And I gave the application to all the girls and was like, hey, fill it out, please. Yeah. Because they're partnering, not just Rosie, but like 6 or 7 or
all 8. Of her friends.
All of her friends are partnering to just meet up with a girl and mentor them for a full entire year, try to get them college ready. And that's a vision Rosie had. And, she's telling me that on a golf course 3 years ago. And she follows through with everything she does. So
she's unreal.
Yeah, she's amazing. Good. And so I've been kind of lucky in that I've been connected to these things. And I mean, Robin already won a scholarship last year for something that Bridget won the year before. And it's great to see the notoriety for our top female golfers here, but also to see that there's a lot up and comers. We've got 2 freshmen on the team, Ava Cunningham and Haley Zhao. I mean, they're going to be in the top 50 in the state. So that means I have 4 girls golfers in the top 50 on my team. And I can't name another team, maybe other than Dorman, that's in 5A. It's the largest school in the state. So we've just got great female golf down here. And I think we're a step above everybody else. And I can't wait to see what the girls do this year. They're working very hard in the off season. We're trying to get their bodies acclimated because they've got to go to Texas in July. Playing the national championship.
Right.
Frisco.
So this is
Frisco, Texas in July. Whew.
So for winning this 4A state title, you get a berth in this national tournament. Where all the champions of the different states go. What a cool experience for these
they used to have it at Pinehurst. Wish they still did.
That'd be a little easier trip.
It would have been a nice, easier trip, right? But no, they're doing it in Frisco now at that PGA resort. And then they've got 2 of the other courses there. So it's a 3-day event. It's longer than we normally play. But again, excited to go do that with this group of girls because they're preparing right now. I mean, they started preparing the day the season ended. You think win by 30, we can take a week off. Well, no, they were back in the lab on Monday. So,
that's what it takes. There's always somebody
that kind of motivation. So
when you're not working, somebody else is working to catch you. So you better stay ahead of them. But before we let you go, you mentioned the trip out to Texas. On your way to Texas, you were taking a very circuitous route. Tell us about your journey that I am going to be living vicariously through this summer.
So my life is really fun during the summers because I don't have any kids. I don't have a dog. I don't have anything. I've got family around the country and friends around the country. So for me, it is let's have fun. And so for 4 weeks, I'm going to leave next week and go to my mom's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I'm taking my mom to a concert. Then I'm going to Pennsylvania and staying with my grandmother and taking her to the casino, my 96-year-old grandmother, taking her to the casino. And then I'm going to the Pirates game. So I'll go to bobblehead doll night for Andrew McCutcheon. Then I leave and go to Columbus. I'll go to a music festival and Hey, I'm hopefully, because I just got off the phone with my best friend. He was at the memorial today when I called him. And I said, hey, I need to know about, are we going to the Reds and Pirates game? And I'm going to take his kid because he has a son that's, I think, 10 now. And it's just awesome, So then I go to my brothers. I have 2 brothers that live in Indianapolis. I'll be in Chicago for a White Sox game one of those days. Then I go to, after I leave there, after about a week, because I really like being Uncle Nene. I'm telling you, that's a pretty awesome job right there.
Great gig.
I'm telling you, I cannot screw up. If you poop, pee, or cry, I hand you back to the parent that, and it's a great gig. So, but no, I leave there and go to Kansas City for 4th of July and catch the Royals and some barbecue. So
Joe's Kansas City, the one that's inside the gas station, is the original one. That's where you got to go. Burnt ends. There's a sandwich that has burnt ends on it. You can go that route, but that's fine. But it's got to be.
And I've been trying to lose weight to then gain weight. That was my theory. Was if I lost about 10 to 15 pounds, then I can put it back on while I go on this trip. But then I go to Texas, so I'll actually go to the Rangers game before I go to the Nationals, and then after I'll go to a Houston Astros game, and then I've already mapped out all the games where I'm sitting, like that kind of stuff, and then I stop in New Orleans on the way
just
home.
to get a bite to eat. Just to get
I gotta
some
get
beignets.
a beignet on the way home.
Get some beignets for the road.
Yeah, I gotta get a beignet for the road.
Maybe make a pass down Bourbon Street.
You know what? If it's on the route, I may stop by. Who knows? May stop by.
You will be on your way home, so you might as well. I mean,
might as well. When will I be back again? Who knows?
Get a few souvenirs.
Yeah.
But no, it sounds like you'll be living a very charmed summer, and I will be living vicariously through you and having serious FOMO. But I look forward to seeing some content. Hopefully you can get us some content from this trip.
Definitely we'll be taking tons of pictures and posting them online, and got a lot of friends and family along the way, and just can't wait to catch up and see my people. It's been a rough year, and so now that the school year's over, Mr. Campbell's got to get out of town. When all the people come to Hilton Head, I leave, and then when they all leave, I come back. All right,
fair. It's a pretty good plan. Speaking of rough year, I think you lost your dad in the past year, right? Sorry.
Dad was a track coach and a football coach back in the 80s at a small little high school in West Virginia. Started me in golf. And then you see that stuff behind me? These are actually my baseball cards that I collected as a little kid that I got signed by Pittsburgh Pirates. So it's a whole Pittsburgh Pirates collage of cards and stuff, because who cares how much a J Bell card is worth signed? So I made a collage of that, and then this one is all of my tickets. So all my ticket stubs from when I was a child and went to Pirates games, and there's like some Panthers games and NCAA tournaments.
Nice.
It's my little Steelers playoff games and that kind of thing. So
fortunately, that's something that kind of doesn't exist anymore in terms of tickets.
Yeah, trust me, this Ticketmaster thing's really cool. You just wave my phone in front of the thing, and
you can print out your little QR code and put it up there.
That's exactly. I actually think I did that when they changed over. I think one of those back there might actually be a QR code for a Braves and a Pirates game or something.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. You got an Andy Van Slyke in there?
Andy Van Slyke's up in that corner. So
you got Johnny Ray in there?
No Johnny Ray. You got Spanky LaValliere, Mike LaValliere.
I did love Mike LaValliere. Okay. You got Tony Pena? You got Tony Pena in there?
No, Tony Pena. No, because I wouldn't put those cards up there. Those are actually worth something. No,
I got the 1987 tops. I got like 15 of those.
Yeah, I'm going 90s, the overproduction era. These things are worth like 5 cents each.
Yeah, that's all I got is 80s and 90s. They're worth nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely
most of it's J Bell autographs, because the cool thing is that guy, he would take the whole stack of J Bell cards,
sign all of them,
and he'd sign every one of them. And then my little brother would take his luggage into the locker room, and he'd just sign everybody's cards. And then when my brother would come back out, he'd be like, "Okay, everybody got the card signed? Okay, cool, I'll leave." Nicest guy I'd ever met. Barry Bonds never signed a thing.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
No,
he's a jerk.
Andy Van Slyke was a jerk too.
Was he? That's a bummer.
Yeah,
I was a big fan of his when I was a kid.
Denny
I loved
Menger.
it when, I loved it when Andy Vance like sang "Let It Snow" in the dugout. When I was a kid, it just like made me an Andy Vance like fan forever.
Yeah,
but
Speaking of,
you got Carmen Majensky there now. You got Carmen Majensky back there.
Okay, so now I'm starting to think. So I started getting the team sets from the last few years, and I've got my Carmen Majensky coming, but I'm hoping to maybe you guys can figure out how I can get that signed. So
well, Carlo's got good tips. Carlo's a big autograph guy. He mails cards out to people.
I mean, I had his phone number. I don't know if I have it anymore.
I got Carmen's. I could probably get you a Carmen signature.
Yeah, trust me, I would love that one. Trust me, he is. I love him in our bullpen.
Yeah. Wes went to school with him. He could probably hook it up.
There you go.
I played we played against each other a few times. We had each other's phone numbers.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's definitely solidifying that bullpen because I've got the baseball package. So on my phone, I can watch every game out there. So I'm a Pirates fan. So you better believe I catch every Pirates game now that I got Skeens and Jones and that bullpen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fun to watch.
Skeens, brother. Skeens.
The dude's a beast.
Hey, you know how bad we had to be to get Paul Skeens? That was sufferable.
Yeah, it's worth sometimes he's worth it.
Hey, man, y'all been done wrong by the Nuttings. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Having that owner. And when Mark Cuban wanted to buy him a few years back.
I know. Could have been different.
Talk about depressing.
Not as bad as the A's have it, but
as
bad.
Not
because the Warriors owner wanted to buy them, and they lost out because of a crony deal to Bud Selig, and they ended up with that clown who's going to move him to Las Vegas.
Wilson?
Fisher, I think.
Fisher. Yep. Yeah. John Fisher.
Yeah, he's a clown.
An idiot.
But yeah. Anyway, great to talk with you, Nate Campbell. Enjoy your trip this summer and stay in touch, and we'll talk with you real soon.
Yeah, thank you guys for letting me come on. Again, anybody out there that wants to give us a tournament sponsorship, that would be awesome. So we've got
18 holes, lower state championship.
We're hosting the lower state championship this year, the MRI. We're hosting senior night, which will be a kind of a cool event. The girls are going to play 18 holes. And then by the time they're done playing, their teachers will be off work. So they'll be able to get to see them play the 18th hole. And, cool. That's kind of a cool thing. We really are trying to get teachers out there too and participate, but we need sponsorships for these events. So then we can have, this tournament the way we want it. Palmetto Bluff deserves and Hilton Head Lakes deserves to have the best junior tournament in the state because of what they do for juniors. So we're just trying to make it better and better. So we're selling hole sponsorships for $250 a hole or a sponsorship to every event that we have for $500. We're hoping a partnership, with Lowco Sports. We'll be back on here, to announce some things here in the next few weeks. We started down that road today.
Yes, we did.
And we're gonna show you some exciting things that we're gonna do for the game of golf, women's golf, especially here in the Lowco. And then hopefully this is stuff that Coach Whitmore can replicate. He's really excited to really dig into this boys golf team and make that program even better. Landry is really on fire and he's doing some great things out there at his age. So it's exciting to see what's going on at May River Golf. We're going to have actually a unified social media too. So we've got some exciting things we're going to be.
You're gonna have to try to rival that Hilton Head Prep Golf social media account. They got it on lockdown on Instagram, man. They're coming through.
Yeah, we like what a few of the teams are doing around us. So again, we're going to kind of just piggyback off of what they're doing because they're doing great things and kind of that highlight kids. We just want to highlight the girls and highlight the boys teams at May River and I think having a new athletic director and we talked earlier about Coach Bennett coming in.
Yep.
And just seeming like he's a steady hand.
Yep. Amen. So
we're pretty
I like the direction things are moving for sure.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for again highlighting women's golf, just like you were highlighting baseball earlier. That was a great story and it shows, perseverance, that these kids, if you work hard, you do get what you're looking for. And so we've got a lot of talent here in the Lowcountry and thanks for highlighting it, guys.
Yeah, man. We'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
All right, that's Nathan Campbell, May River Golf, longtime friend of mine. I've gotten to know him over a number of years through a lot of different venues, and just a good dude. And definitely loves working with kids and trying to help them be their best. So appreciate him jumping in there and helping out that girls golf team over there. We've got our Lowco Booster Club that supports us, so please support them. We've got Court Lifestyle Pros. They are Lowco natives, Daniel and Debbie Court. They're with Charter One Realty, and they want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. We have Dr. Allie and Dr. Jen over at Revive Rehab Women's Health and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy. They love to work with new moms and help them get back on their feet and feeling like themselves again. Eagle Creations, they have promotional items and custom apparel. And hold on a second. They made us these amazing new hats. Samples of these amazing new hats. These are going to be coming real soon to a web store near you for courtesy of Eagle Creation. So if you want to see more cool stuff they can do over there like this, go check out their showroom on Argent Boulevard and see what all they can do for you at Eagle Creations. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. You can always get some great conversation and come out looking stylish at Jay's Barbershop. And Barefoot Floor Care, the Lowcountry, has will get your floors so clean, your feet will thank you. That's Chris Odom and his team. Saw him check in earlier tonight, so shout out to Chris Odom. Boys, we're running out of time. Any other thoughts? Any share and tell stuff before we get going?
Yeah, well, I think the obvious shout out would be to all the Lowco graduates. We had high school graduation. Taking place throughout the Lowcountry this week, and just wanted to give a big congratulations and well wishes to the class of 2024. And it's been great to see all of these amazing students and student athletes leave and get ready for the next chapter of their lives. And now it's about taking all the experiences that you've had and what you've learned from your teachers and coaches and applying that to whatever's next, whether it's a college journey or moving on to professional ranks in whatever endeavor you choose to pursue. It's going to be exciting to follow all of them, and just really proud of all they've done in the classroom and on the field, on the court, etc. So congratulations and job well done to all these awesome young men, young women getting ready to embark on their next chapters.
Amen to that. Max, can you follow that up? That was I couldn't agree more. What an incredible class of people. Like,
I don't think I can follow that one up.
We've been to so many signings this year, and we just had so many really impactful young men and women graduate this year who really left a mark, and it seems, it's always that way, but it really does feel like a really special class. This girls basketball class in particular was just loaded. This baseball class is loaded. Soccer was phenomenal this year. Softball class was loaded. There's a ton of kids going to play at the next level. It just was, and football season was unreal. It was one of the most fun football seasons. That class, the Hampton County class, those kids, the way that those Estill kids came over and blended into that team and became leaders, and it just really, it was a special group. Whale Branch group was really special too, across the board.
Well, man.
They
had a great group this year.
Baseball team as well. So it was baseball seniors.
Oh my gosh, so many.
J.W. Wilkerson leading the way.
But I do have one thing I wanted to share and tell. This is old, but it's making the rounds right now, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to have to turn the audio down a little bit, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen this video. It's so funny.
All right.
Get Mentor up and moving around. Get Mentor up and moving around.
These guys somehow got the number to the Texas A&M bullpen.
Well, get him down there.
they called the Texas A&M bullpen, told him to get Mentor up. Mentor was, look, they're running down there to tell him. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. They somehow, I have no idea how they got the number to the Texas A&M.
That's what I'm wondering. How in the world did they get that number?
They got the direct number to the Texas A&M bullpen. They called down there and said, "Get Minter up and moving around." He wasn't even in the bullpen. Presumably, that call would be coming from the dugout.
The bullpen, man.
And yet they said he's in the dugout, and he said, "Well, get him down there." They threw him down there. That's unbelievable. Oh, that's the ultimate prank call. Yeah, my buddy Greg Dissel checking in. Classic. Yeah, absolutely classic.
It is a classic.
Unbelievable.
It's so funny.
Legendary. I don't know how it took this long for it to come across my radar, but I had to share it tonight because it was the coolest thing I saw today. But we'll be back Monday night. We've got the Lowco Sports Lowdown. What's that?
Back Sunday.
We're going to try to do a Lowco Diamond Dudes Sunday. It's a little touch and go because we're playing baseball in Columbia. So we'll see what times we play in the bracket. But I think we'll be able to make it back for like a 9 o'clock show. So we'll play it by ear. But Sunday, we're going to try to do a Lowco Diamond Dudes, get some of our baseball and softball friends on here to talk about stuff diamond related and wrap up those regionals and all that stuff. So that should be fun. And then Monday night, we'll be back with the Lowdown. We'll tell you more about what went on over the weekend and line up some great guests as well for next week. Trying to get D. Delaney in here. I know he's got his camp coming up pretty soon, and also added a daddy-daughter dance this year, which I think is pretty cool. But love to talk with D again. And if you've got suggestions for other guests, or if you want to be one, hit us up. We'd love to talk to you, catch up with you, hear what's going on with you, especially you former Lowco high school athletes who are off doing big things. So thanks so much tonight thanks so much to Paul Winland Jr. for jumping on with us. How much fun was that, catching up with the old Lowco superstar from the pre-COVID times? That's wild. Yeah, it's hard to believe a guy from the pre-COVID times is still playing college baseball, but he's still got a year.
Around the time, he was playing high school ball when I was playing high school ball. So
right, wow. It's just like that feels like such a long time ago now.
It does.
Still got a year of eligibility, but crazy. But he's doing well for himself. We'll follow him all summer long. Thanks to Nathan Campbell for coming on. Great talking with him. He's a great guest, man. He can hold court like some of our favorites. And thanks to all of our sponsors as well as all of you who showed up to listen or watch. We appreciate you. You're the reason we keep showing up. We love seeing that little number going up at the top. So tell your friends, tell your mom and them. Tune in to the Lowco Sports Lowdown, the Lowco Media Network. Always great local sports content. For Wes Kerr and Max Arraj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Lowco.
The Lowco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.